Fast Thicker Comics here, representing Dark Avenger Inc. Plus. I am Mark, aka the bagging and boarding bad boy. Today I have a review for the Powerpuff Girls issue number 2 and the Powerpuff Girls issue number 3. I feel kind of silly reviewing these without Chloe, but we haven't done a review in so long because I usually end up waiting on her to do. A lot of the books we do are like My Little Pony and Powerpuff Girls, and I feel kind of silly reviewing those without her. And then we also review Adventure Time and Regular Show, which I love, but then I'll wait on her to review it, and then we just don't get around to reviewing it. So I'm just going to go ahead, since I've read these recently, I'm going to go ahead and do a review of them. She can talk a whole lot more educated about the Powerpuff Girls, but I'm not going to lie, these are good though. I've seen a little bit of the cartoon, but this is really helping me to know more about the Powerpuff Girls. Like I said, I've just seen a little bit of the cartoons, but here in issue number 2, we got Mojo Jojo, which is the one of their main villains, I guess, that they face. He has been, as you can see right here, he's being tested. They're taking out the brain out of him to where he's like no longer like a functioning, intelligent being. He's just going to be back to his monkey self, and he goes through that process. And one of the Powerpuff Girls, I don't know their names, Chloe knows them better, I believe it's the one in green right here. She doesn't buy it. She doesn't believe that Mojo Jojo she thinks he's going to still be up to something, thinks he's still bad. And Mojo Jojo is actually the scientist guy that is kind of like he helps out with the Powerpuff Girls. They stay in the same house together. I don't believe it's like their dad or anything, just they fight crime together. But Mojo Jojo is actually used to be like his lab monkey, so he goes back to being his lab monkey, and he just does goofy stuff in the lab and like wreaks havoc in the lab, just being a typical monkey, and just does goofy stuff and funny stuff. And then not only does he become just a regular old lab monkey, like all of the Powerpuff Girls villains have now pretty much like this guy. I'm not sure what his name is. He's one of their main villains as well. Apparently he's pulling all the strings on their other villains, and they've all like became like heroes, and they're like all helping out fighting crime and stuff, and the Powerpuff Girls aren't able to fight as much crime because they've got all their villains pitching in and fighting crime. But it's really the devil with the claws there, and the tutu is like pulling the strings of these villains, and he's got this major plan to, I guess, take down the Powerpuff Girls. He's up to something. That's everything that goes on here in issue number 2. And like I said, that green... Oh, okay, here's all their names. We got Bubbles, Blossom, and Buttercup. I don't know which one's which, but that's them. But the one in green, she must be the tough one, because she doesn't buy that any of this doesn't make any sense to her. None of it's legit to her, and that's how issue number 2 ends. Then you go into issue number 3, and it's like everything's picture perfect. Everything's just going well. There's really no crime, and like all their enemies are doing good, and everything's just kind of weird to the Powerpuff Girls. And of course Mojo Jojo still just being a goofy lab monkey, not being a criminal mastermind genius hell-bent on world domination. And then there's this huge octopus that shows up, and Powerpuff Girls go to like stop the octopus. Finally there's like something for them to go do, and then like where the devil's like pulling all the strings on their other enemies, they come to the rescue and pretty much put away the octopus without even really needing the Powerpuff Girls. So that's what's going on in their world here in issue number 3. And then it shows issue number 4, which is out. We're going to pick that one up, I think, Wednesday. But I think probably we'll get more to the bottom of what's going on. This is only going to be a 5-part series here with the Powerpuff Girls. It's not going to be an ongoing. Kind of wish it wasn't ongoing, though, because I really enjoy these. These actually really inspire me to want to go back and just, maybe it's on Netflix, or maybe I just find it on Amazon, but go and just watch all of the Powerpuff Girls series. They're actually really good. But I'd have to give Powerpuff Girls issue number 2, I'd say I'd give this at 3.5 out of 5, and I'd have to give Powerpuff Girls issue number 3 a 3.5 out as well. So got a review for both 2 and 3 right here. Enjoyed it. So hopefully Chloe will be able to join me on the next one, but until next time, everybody stay action-packed, and may your stack be fat.